Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. We're starting a few minutes late today. This is on the air of VA3EWV, EchoLink AllStar Net. We appreciate everybody being out here tonight. Looks like we got about 4 or 5 people already. Today I'm streaming this via YouTube, not on the Facebook, so I'm streaming via YouTube. And we're going to get started here in just a second. I'm just going to bring up NetLogger. If any of you guys use NetLogger, you can follow along with the net tonight. And I'll come up with a topic in just a few seconds there. I actually have something in mind, but let me get settled in here real quick, and then I'll be right back with you. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, so I do have the NetLogger up and running now. There are lots of things happening around right now. I'm in Canada, and I'm from the States, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Nothing political, so don't think there's going to be a political conversation, but a little bit. When I'm on the radio, I really don't care where my friends on the radio are from. I'm just happy to get the DX contact. So I want to know if any of you, tonight's topic for anybody that's out there on HF or any other type of thing, even EchoLink, DMR, Fusion, because you can go all over the world with any of those modes. Have you guys made any friends across the way or any which way? That's the question of tonight. Because the reason I asked that is because I've actually met people here in this town that have never left the town that I live in. Well, it's Cornwall, Ontario, but I've met people that never have gone out of that town, even to a neighboring country. The States is about 20 minutes across the bridge, and there are other provinces and stuff around, but they've always stayed in Cornwall. So the question of the day is, have you made friends outside of your own country on the radio? That's today's topic. Okay, this is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. We'll pick it up with Kilo Quebec 4 Zulu Hotel Bravo, since you were the first one in there. Over.
Thank you. This is Kilo Quebec for Zulu Hotel Bravo, KQ4 VHV, and I'm transmitting over EchoLink, Livingston, Tennessee. Good evening, everybody.
Thank you so much, and please come on in with the topic of the day.
Any contacts outside of my country that is going to be a negative. I've only utilized EchoLink and EchoLink. I haven't gotten that far yet. Furthest I've gotten was Alaska.
Okay, well, you know what? I was pretty excited to get my first SSB contact on Alaska today, actually. I was out trying to activate a park and make it a kilo park for Parks on the Air. 1,000 contacts in a particular park there. And today I had to do at least 250 to make that happen. And I got that. And I went about 20 over that just to make sure because of duplicates. And one of my last contacts of the day was from Alaska. Now, I've one time contacted someone on Alaska on FT8 just once only to get like the 50 state thing for QRZ. But today was quite the treat. I was pretty excited. I stopped and asked him what he was talking on and stuff like that because it was so amazing to be at two ends. I was in Quebec, Canada today, and he's on the other side there in Alaska. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, Alaska sometimes, it's amazing that when you look at some of the loggers, Alaska is a place all by itself, and Hawaii, even though they're a part of the states, they're treated like when you look for countries, Alaska is as a country in some of those programs. Over.
Yes, sir, I copy. Yeah, I've made that Alaska contact a couple of different times, and it's very interesting. I'll go ahead and hear so the next operator can proceed with this case.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thanks for being out there, Sam. We appreciate it, and you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for joining us, and stick around. We do have a repeater that's connected. Victor Echo 6 India Delta Kilo, Victor Echo 6 India Delta Kilo, as well as the VE3 PGC repeater here in Cornwall, Ontario. Let's see if there's anybody out on the VE6 IDK that wants to say hello. Please come now. Nothing heard. Let's check the VE3 PGC repeater. This is on the air with VA3EWV, EchoLink AllStar Net that happens every Friday night at 8 o'clock. Anyone on the frequency? Over. Okay, let's pick it up now with Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima. Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima. Come on in if you're still there.
Well, good evening, Ernest. VA3EWV and this is K5BDL from Tyler, Texas. Made a few friends in Australia. I've sometimes been a regular check-in to the Sunshine Coast.
Audio.
Good morning, then. That meets on EchoLink, and they seem to be pretty friendly down that way. And my wife has also checked in on various times, and whenever she cannot check in, they always say, "Well, say hello to the boss," meaning her. Anyway, also monitoring here on YouTube on the big screen here. Of course, got the sound down, so there's no feedback. But anyway, everybody have a great evening that way, and see you down below. K5EDL.
Thank you for being out there too, Brad. Hey, look, Brad. That was going to be my question. Was there any audio? Because I don't see the microphone, like the volume control moving on the microphone. So I was afraid there wasn't any sound on the live stream there. Over.
Okay, coming in on your AllStar Node, so I don't know if that has any effect or anything.
Okay, I'll just ask out there in the chat. I see that there are 3 people watching, so we'll just ask in the chat. But thanks for being out there, and glad to have you in there. We do have 2 rounds. Also have pen and paper handy because I do my net a little differently. At the end of the net, if people have heard others talk about something that was interesting to them, they get to speak, like have a little rag chew at the end there. So thank you so much for being out there, Brad. And before you go, how long have you been a ham, and whereabouts are you from there, Brad?
And this is K5EDL. Yesterday, March 13th, marked, let's see, 33 years in ham radio. March 13th, 1992 is my first HF contact with WA2RMO up in New York. I never got my license. I was a sophomore at Forest College in Eastville, Texas, at 20 years old. And so now I'm 53. So yesterday marked 33 years in this great hobby, and more to come.
QSL on the 33 years. Yes, thank you so much. I just celebrated 2 years, and I'm having a lot of fun there. And we appreciate you being out there. And stick around if you can till the end, and we'll come up with you for the second round. The second round is always, what are you doing on the weekend? Doesn't have to be ham radio related. What you're doing on the weekend, and or if you are doing anything. I think this is about ham fest season. Some people are doing that, so you can share that stuff as well. And if anybody's going, I think Daytona is coming up soon. I've been hearing rumblings about that. If you're getting to go out there, please let us know. Okay, we'll break with you, K5BDL, and we'll pick it up with the next person I see on here, which is Kilo Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Lima. Kilo Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Lima. Please come down.
Yeah, Good evening, Ernest and Annette, KG6JFL here in Bakersfield, California, where it's rained the last 3 days and hailstorm yesterday. It's been an entertaining week weather-wise. We don't get weather here. Anyway, other than that, well, my first contact, your theme of the night, my first contact was I got my license back in 1975 as a novice. At the age 14, my first contact, believe it or not, your license was a VA3 in Ontario, Canada. So that's where that started out anyway. And then from there on out, went strictly mainly DX for the longest time. Got good friends with a couple of Japan friends. And was always talking to them all the time on Charlie Whiskey, and moved out here in California in '86 and found out a guy that worked with my dad. Let me break. Found out a guy that worked with my dad at Voice of America here in California was sent calendars back and forth to that guy that I talked to in Illinois back in 75, 76, and 77. So they knew each other. They exchanged calendars every year and talk about a small world. Other than that, sun's out. People out when it finally turns spring. All our flower trees started blooming almost a month ago now, and it's been in the 50s and 40s at night, so hopefully one of these days it'll warm back up again. Anyway, Katie, thanks for
Thank you so much out there, Robert. And I also see that you got to see the was it a lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, some kind of eclipse there. I saw that. Was that last night or was that a different day over?
Yeah, that was last night. It was so funny. I went to sleep, and the radio chair here, like I do all the time after I eat, and woke up at about 5 minutes to 12, and looked at the screen on my computer, and somebody was posting pictures of the books. So I said, well, I thought I was off my timeline. So I went outside, and there it was. I came back down, got the camera, and iPhone 13 doesn't do a very good job of getting the camera there, and then for some reason the flash went off. That's why it's whiter looking there. It's so dark. But other than that, it was a nice seeing it. The next time won't be until 2048, and unfortunately at 2048 I'll be 87 years old. I don't know about that. 86.
I hear that. Well, you got out there and you got it nevertheless. So we appreciate that one for sure. Okay, yeah, stick around for the second round there. Nice having you in there. Okay, so just to bring it down the line, we've been had Sam pop in there, Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Hotel Bravo, and hey, look, just to let you guys know, I've been practicing on my CW. My course starts in a month or two with CW Ops, and I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to learn Kilo Quebec 4 because I hear Kilo Quebec 4 call more than anything in the world on 20 meters. So I have to understand what Kilo Quebec 4 sounds like and all the Ks, that's for sure. Okay, so we got Sam in there, Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Hotel Bravo, followed by Brad, Kilo 5 Bravo, Delta Lima, and then Robert joining us in there from Bakersfield, California, Kilo Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Lima. Thank you all for being in there. We're going to pause right quick before we go to my friend Devin I just saw popped in there. We're going to check with the two repeaters, as we always do. Victor Echo 6, India Delta Kilo. Is anyone in Spruce Grove, Alberta wants to come say hi? Please come now. Nothing heard? Okay, anyone in the Cornwall area, VE3 PGC, that wants to do a check-in, please come now.
VE2EQL.
There we go, VE2EQL. John, how's it going tonight?
Very good. I just checked into the weather net on VE2REX in Heavy Food. And good evening to everybody on the net. John here, VE2EQL / VE3 in Monkland, Ontario. With that, I wish everybody a very good evening, and I'll just be passing it back to net control, and I'll be you on the side.
Thank you so much, John, for being there. But before you go, every week we have a topic here, and the topic this week was or is: have you made any friends across like in any other country besides your own? The reason I say that is because as a ham operator, there's a lot of things I know that's going on around the world. I just don't care. I care about if I'm talking to somebody and what their signal strength is and if they can hear me. I've been talking to, I've been making friends now in Russia. I've been making friends in Ukraine, Poland, Brazil a lot. I get a lot of Brazil from where I'm at. So I've started hitting Japan, getting a lot of people in Japan there. So what I'm trying to say is, I know there are no borders with me, and there's no different things. So I was just wondering if anyone has made any good friends from other states, other countries, etc. John, what about you? Over.
Roger, since I'm a big European, or was a big European, I have a lot of friends in the States, a lot of notable QRPers, and going all over the States, right down to California, and overseas, Poland, Russia. One notable YL is Risa. If you just type in Risa YL on YouTube, you'll have her come up. And Spain, South America, South Africa, people that I used to speak to on a continual basis. With that, I'll pass it back to Net Control.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, John. Good to hear you out there too. Just so everybody knows, my name is Ernest. Just in case you're just now joining, I've been a ham operator for 2 years now, HF since April of 2024. I have started making friends across the way. As a matter of fact, one of the folks that helped me study for my advanced certification was from Europe there, and helped me with a lot of my math. So that helped out a lot. And I've met also a guy named Danny that actually is a good friend of another friend of mine that lives here in Cornwall. And they've known each other for years. But I actually did a QSO with Danny today. I do worldwide flora fauna, and I posted it up there. And he was coming in just as loud and clear as you can get it there. So that was pretty exciting. Thank you, John, for being out there. And I hope you stick around for the next wave there. Okay, we'll break with John now. Thanks for being out there. And we'll pick it up with VE1DXW, my friend that I first started talking to on EchoLink. Devin, come on in. Devin, tell us where you're from. And have you met any people from other countries or other states that you befriended on the radio?
VE1DXW. Hi, Ernest in the group. I'm Devin from Liverpool, and I really haven't made any personal friends or anything like that except for you. I have talked to a lot of people in the States and overseas, but not really made any new friends. Back over to you, and this is going to be my one and only round. Good night, Ernest.
Thank you so much, Devin, for being out there. I know you're an early riser and an early to bedder, so I appreciate it. You coming out there and spending some time with us today, and have a good rest of your day. And glad you're back on radio after a little bit of time off there. Hey, look, you keep doing those. I know this is your one and only, but I was looking at WRL, and I see that you're smoking me on. I think it's DX Contacts or something like that. You're way ahead of me on whatever category it is. I'm like, look at Devin go. Okay, you have a good rest of your evening there, Devin. VE1DXW. All right, we have picked up a couple more stations here. Kilo Delta 3, Alpha India Juliet. Kilo Delta 3, Alpha India Juliet. Good evening to you, and welcome to On the Air of VA3EWV AllStar EchoLink Net. Tonight we're talking about making friends abroad from where you live. So tonight's topic is, Have you met any people or made any friends from people in other states, other countries, etc., and still are good friends with them? Please come now. Kilo Delta 3 Alpha India Juliet.
KE3AIJ. Good to talk with you tonight, Ernest. I can't say I've made any friends that way on radio. I certainly have friends different parts of the world, different parts of the country, but none that I have made through radio, although I'm relatively new, so there's still plenty of time for me. I'm mobile tonight. I'm down in Naples, Florida for a few days and visiting family down here, and then I'll be heading back north to Pittsburgh. But glad I was able to pick you up on EchoLink tonight. This is KE3AIJ. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Ron, for being in there. Good you're having some time to visit with family and friends down over there. I've been watching a couple folks, like I've made quite a few friends in Florida there, like Vaughn and Julie there. They're called Photo Power. They're out there having fun and stuff like that. I was trying to get nice while go out there with me. And then one day she was in the car with me. She kept eating chips right beside me, and I was like, "Oh, there's too much QRM. We might as well just go home." I was like, "What's QRM?" So it didn't work out. Hey, look, thanks for being out there this evening. So we already have 2 rounds. The first round, second round is what you're doing for the weekend or for the rest of the week. Thanks for being out there. I think we're at the bottom of the list now. So with that being said, we'll go back to the top, and we'll start with Sam there, if you're still there, Sam. And what are you going to be doing this weekend? Over.
This weekend I will be mainly relaxing, making a few things around the house. It's a long and kind of stressful work week. I will be catching this pretty soon. I'm just going to put the week behind me and do next about it. Thank you.
Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Hotel Bravo. Amen on the next to nothing. I was wondering one of those weekends, but I have my grandson here with me, and that turned into 2 grandsons here with me, which turned into 2 grandsons, a daughter, and a son-in-law from another daughter. So now I have a house full, and I'm just taking a pause for the net there, and then we're gonna go do fun and games for the rest of the night, and then on the weekend for fun, they're using my tractor. I have 3 acres, and they're just blowing snow from the yard to the ditch. We have a pretty big yard with a low spot, so they're just out there burning diesel and and slinging ice and snow. I think we got up to 6 degrees here today in St. Andrews, West Ontario, which is pretty good. And so it's starting to warm up a little bit. I had a jacket on today and shorts, so that's kind of like a Canadian summer there. Okay, thanks for being out there with us, and you have a good rest of your day. And we'll catch you down the wall there. Stick around, we're going to go through the rest of the folks, and then we'll see what everybody else is up to. Thank you so much for being out there. Let's pick up on the VE6IDK repeater one more time. Anyone on frequency over there? Over. Okay, nothing heard. Kilo 5, Bravo Delta Lima. What are you up to for the week or the weekend coming? One more call for Kilo 5, Bravo Delta Lima. We'll pick it up now. We'll pick it up now with Kilo Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Lima. Mr. Robert there, come on in.
Here, say hello to her, and back to you, K5VDL.
Sorry about that, Mr. Robert. He was okay. Fine. Yeah, we only caught the last word or so. Could you repeat what you were saying? Over.
Just saying that my wife just walked in the door, so sorry for the delay there.
No problem, no problem. Yes, we're just asking, what are you going to be up to for the upcoming week or the weekend there? Over.
Well, I'll be working both tomorrow and Sunday, so pretty busy at the laboratory this weekend.
Roger on the work week. Yeah, you were telling us that you were at the laboratory last time there. So I remember working weekends myself. Kind of liked it. Well, at this age, yes, I do like it. Sometimes I like to work a couple weekends so I don't have to take days off during the week for appointments, right? So that's one bonus of that. When I was younger, I did not want to work the weekends, but right now, I don't mind it. Thanks for being out there, and have a good rest of your week there. So we'll break with you. Devin is already gone. He was the one and done there. Let's pick it up with VE2EQL. VE2EQL, what are you doing this weekend?
VA3EWV. I'm getting ready for the Hamfest tomorrow in Kentville, Ontario. I have a few things to bring down, and I'm just getting ready for that and printing out brochures for the Eastern Ontario Hamfest, which will be in September, to hand out. That's in the control.
Thanks so much, dear. Oh yes, Kilo Bravo 6. Kilo Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Lima. Come on in, please.
By the way, that's okay, anyway, other than that, this weekend, I don't know, I was out last night trying to do a satellite, pass of the satellite antenna and a handheld, and my granddaughter, my niece my granddaughter was, well, right here, my granddaughter was standing aside, 8 years old, and ISS went by the space station, and we were standing out there in 35-mile-an-hour wind. The temperature was 48 degrees Fahrenheit, of course, and it was cold and miserable, and there were so many people on the ISS pass. It was an overhead pass, and there was no way to even get in. There were so many people, but it was fun, and see her.
All right, Victor, Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Yes, Robert. So we caught a lot of that. You're out with I think you said it was your granddaughter, chasing satellites in the ISS. There was lots of traffic, couldn't get out there. Some 40-degree weather. Look, I cannot wait to do that. I was talking to someone today about that's what I want to do this coming summer. I've done a lot in the last 2 years that I've been a ham operator, a lot. But I want to do more. So work in ISS. I've done SS SoScan TV. You got me set up and ready to go and into that. I was getting a couple of local people to do it, but you stepped in there and got me going with that. So I was able to do that on SSTV. So that was pretty good. Having some fun with that. So yeah, and I wanted to do Beacon. There's a friend of mine in Ottawa there that does C4FM on 10 meters Beacon. So I want to do lots of stuff to do in radio. It never ends. Thanks for being out there, Mr. Robert, and we'll hope to see you soon there. Over. Okay, we'll break with Mr. Robert now and pick up Kilo Oscar 4 Lima. Kilo Oscar 4 Lima. Come on in, Ron. KO4L in the group, VA3EWV returning. Hey, look, before you get out of there, we had some topics today. I want to go through it with you there. Also, we have Kilo Delta 9 Tango Golf Kilo that just showed up as well. Hang around there. I want to hear from both of you guys. Today, I was out there working DX like nobody's business, and 22 DX contacts in just a little bit of time. I was out for 2.5 hours and did 260-something QSOs, I think. And the DX just rolling in, and then one guy came on, and I recognized the call sign. His name is Danny, and he happens to be a friend of mine, a friend of a friend, and that friend met him back in the 80s. So it was pretty cool to get with him. So the topic of this evening is on radio, have you met friends in other states or other countries that you're still friends with today? Over.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it first, King Will. Yeah, I have, my friend. Matter of fact, I met a fellow when I first got licensed with my first ham lift, and I was still in technician class looking for my first radio, and I met a fellow, KR4AD, I forgot what his call was back then, he changed it since then. And we actually, shook hands that day and rolled on, but then about a month or two later, we actually met on the band. We were on the same repeater in different parts of the state. I was on a repeater in North Carolina. He was on one out of Virginia, and they were linked together. So that was my first experience of that. But all the HF bands, I've heard people that I know, but not been able to contact them, and so that's pretty cool too.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I remember. Well, yeah, this has been just what I'm doing out there, which is mostly parks on the air. They're just moments in time. You get a couple of seconds there. I was looking today, and I was not doing a live video, but I remember looking down, and I was 60 minutes in, and I had 138 QSOs, and I was like, wow, that's almost 2 per minute. But what I'm able to do, since I send an EQSL card and I ask people what radio you're talking on, what antenna did you have. I'm pretty nosy, so I want to know. Plus, I'm new, and I've started forging friendships and stuff like that. And now I'm recognizing those call signs, right? And there's this fellow that I hear all the time, the KEG, the Keg Man, right? So I hear him, and when you hear people out there that you talk to a lot, you kind of pause and you're like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" So, same thing of another friend of mine that I've started to be friends with. His name is Danny, and he's overseas. So the same thing, starting to make some friendships outside of the town that I'm at. Thanks for being out there, and glad to have you on the log there today. Over.
Copy that, my friend. Take care, everybody. Hope you have a good weekend. KO4L.
Okay, we have now Kilo Delta 9 Tango Golf Kilo. Kilo Delta 9 Tango Golf Kilo. Good evening to you. When you come in, let's see what your name is, where you're from, how long you've been a ham. And the topic this evening is, have you met folks from outside of your own hometown there in other states, other countries that you're still friends with today? Please come on in.
Well, unfortunately, I'm actually at work, and I'm running back in from lunch. But my name is Cleveland. I call it Kilo Delta 9, Tango Golf Kilo. I have not met any of the people I call friends on the air in person, but I look forward to it. I definitely look forward to meeting you, Mr. Harden. I've talked to you once or twice on the air, and I look forward to getting N4EL, as well as the gentleman that was over there in South Carolina.
Roger. That's what it's all about. That would be nice. I know that the Hamfest seemed to do that. When I went to my first one, I think it was last year or the year before. Well, I think it's 2 years ago now. I went to the first one, and it was like I was just there, just smiling and didn't buy a thing. And no, that's not right. I bought one bowl of chili, a hot dog, and a drink. And then the next ham fest, I bought a hamburger, a chili, and a drink. And then the third ham fest, I bought more food. And finally, by the fourth ham fest, I bought a JRV something another inverted V, and I hated it. And it's in the garage rolled up. But yeah, but the ham fest were like family reunions, and I know there's a big one coming up there soon. But yeah, hopefully we could make some friends on the airwaves there, far and wide. Thanks for all for being out there. We've had 8 check-ins or 9 check-ins tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you for being out there. We're going to wait now for closing remarks, but before we do, we have had tonight Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Hotel Bravo, Kilo 5, Bravo Delta Lima. That's Brad. Sam was the first person. Third person, Mr. Robert there, Kilo Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Lima. And then followed by John, my friend John here in town, Victor Echo 2, Quebec, Echo Quebec Lima. And then Devin out of Nova Scotia there. He's gone for the night, but VE1DXW. Followed by Kilo Delta 3, Alpha India Juliet there, Ron. And then Kilo Oscar 4 Lima. And then finally, Kilo Delta 9, Tango Golf Kilo. Is anybody else on any of the repeaters that wants to say hello? Please come now. Okay, nothing heard, and this is our final thing. This is the rag chew. If any of you guys have heard anything from someone else that you want to comment on, please come now. Or if you want to give any closing remarks before you call it a day, please come on in.
This is Kilo Delta 9, Tango Golf Kilo. I have to say 73 and get back to work together. And ladies, we all have a great one. I hope to catch you all down the long and catch you next one.
Thank you so much for being out there. Kilo Delta 9, Tango Golf Kilo. Have a good rest of your evening. Okay, any other closing remarks before we close off the net? This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor. Net recognizes KB6JFL. Come on in.
Yeah, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Next month, a group of us here in town, here in Bakersfield, California, we're going to kind of fix up the topic tonight with World Radio Day coming up, World Amateur Radio Day. Coming up next month, a group of us here in town is going to put together a special event station for that weekend for World Amateur Radio Day. And I'll get more information out to you for next month. I can even do it on, talk about it on the net when it gets closer. But CQSC magazine tells about it from cheering on radio. And I'll be W6 Radio, which is kind of appropriate. W6 Radio for World Amateur Radio Day. So I figure it's World 6 Radio. So we'll do that there. So we'll be on FTA and everything else. So that.
Well, you're definitely singing my song there for World Amateur Radio Day. Hey, look, I have the Facebook group on the air with VA3EWV. KB6JFL, were you trying to say something? Come on, come back.
For some reason I dropped out. I don't know why, but I did. Anyway, yeah, I'll get the information there to you when it gets a little bit closer. Put it on your group page there and mention on a couple of their nets and everything there. So should be pretty fun. We got a certificate. I think we're going to have different things. So got to get working on that too. So it must be nice to be on the East Coast though from Europe. Europe is kind of hard to do out here. Dave said no problem, but
My agents are 24 hours a day, but not Europe. Europe's the hard one. 0 7 maybe I have to be 8 in the morning sometimes. But the bands have been so bad this week with the solar flares. California is always the last to recover. Anyway, 86 days. I'll have to get in the yard.
Roger on that. Yes, and put it up on my Facebook page, and then I'll make an event out of that so it can notify folks. That's what I like about doing events. It sends out like a reminder and stuff. So even if you forgot about it, it'll give you a little pop-up. Thanks for being out there, and have fun for the rest of your week there. And 7-3 to you. Okay. Any other stations wishing to have any outgoing comments for tonight? Please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Wish now to thank the owners and operators of the Victor Echo 6 IDK repeater, as well as the VE3 repeater, which made this net possible tonight because my node has a bad hum in it. Probably just needs to be rebooted. We'll see about that. And KO4L, I see that you're the last man standing, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening as well there. Over.
Roger, so glad to be here, and we'll follow KO4.
Thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day. We'll hope to catch you down the log. This is VA3EWV, Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor, having a great night today on the AllStar EchoLink Friday evening net. Every week, if the Lord says the same, at 8 o'clock until we get ready to go home. 7-3, everybody, and we'll catch you down the log. VE3XID. How's it going there, Jim?
Did you say you're hearing some kind of a noise on PGC?
Negative. I had that hum return to my node. I had moved it to the basement about a month or two ago, and it's been crystal clear. But today I got on, and I could hear it both sides. So I came to PGC where it was nice and quiet there. Over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's very odd. Sounds like there's something in your room that's caused the problem. But now it's moved to the basement. Yeah. Quite the conundrum.
Yeah, I think it may be just it. Because some people said, keep it running. Some people said turn it off. I only use it on Friday nights. I don't check it. I don't monitor it except for Friday. So since it's been in the basement, I've definitely not turned it off because I don't go down there to the water room. So it's just sitting there. So maybe I just need to turn it off, go check on it, check to make sure there's nothing in it or around it or whatever. And maybe I'll put just a remote switch on it so I can turn it on and off remotely there. Hope you've been having a good evening. We've had another sunny day. I know you don't get out much, but it's we can see all the snow melting and stuff like that there. Over.
All right. Gee, maybe spring will come someday. No, I've been entertained on Facebook Messenger with quite a number of texts coming in, and so that's where I've been.
Roger. Well, it sure is nice to hear you and John out there tonight. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. I got both my grandsons there, and they keep trying to come in the room there, so I'm going to go entertain them. We're having a secret night. Secret night means they get sick to their stomach from eating all the candy and pop and this and that, so that's what we're going to do, get them all popped around on some sugar there. And then I'll take them to breakfast tomorrow morning. They want to go to the fancy place. They call it the Best Western. They just like making their own waffles there and the little dispenser machines and stuff like that, and the fireplace and all that. They call it the fancy place. I'm going to try to convince them to go to Moe's because that's the place I like to go. We'll see what happens. All right, VE3XID, thanks for being out there. Jim, good to hear from you.
Very good, Ernest. I'm still looking for some place that makes good waffles that delivers. Yeah. I love waffles, but I can't make my own. Yeah. My kitchen's just too small. There's no prep space. So, okay, very good. Well, anyway, nice to hear you doing the net there tonight. Yeah, we'll listen free again. So, 7-3. Have a great weekend. VA3EWV-L.
All right, James, you have a good rest of your week, and we'll pick it up down with Victor Alpha 3, Juliet India Charlie. Victor Alpha 3, Juliet India Charlie. James, come on in. Good evening to you. Tonight's topic was, have you made any friends in any other states or any other countries there that you talk to? This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Thanks for being out there.
Good evening. This is Victor Alpha 3, Julie, India Charlie. Thanks for taking my call. Actually, I forgot you had the net running tonight. I seen the post on Facebook, and I copied it and just saved it, and I just realized it was running. So kind of glad I got in here. So answer your question, have I made friends anywhere in the country? Yeah, it was actually, when I first became a ham 3 years ago, I was at DMR one night and some gentleman called me and asked me, could he call me on my personal phone, which I said absolutely. So when he did, he asked me to relay a message to his father-in-law here in the city of Guelph, and he was in Georgia. With that fact, this is Victor Alpha 3, Julie, in New Jersey.
Man, that is cool. That is. I've never done a relay yet. I've heard people doing them, especially when they had that stuff in, I think it was North Carolina. I think where they had the hurricane that went through there. Well, that's pretty good. I met some, long-time friends and still friends with them on 11 meter radio, CB and stuff like that. And I'm starting to meet a lot of people on HF. You're 3 years in, I'm 2 years in. I do this thing called Parks on the Air, or as a matter of fact, let me quit playing. I do anything I can get my hands on. But I'm starting to run into some of the same people over and over and over again. And we've gone from just talking on the air there with those brief encounters, like the field days and the contesting and the this and that. And because I reach out to everybody I talk to when I'm out in the field and send them an EQSL card, and now they're emailing back, and then those turn from emails to phone calls. And now I actually have quite a few friends that call. We call each other all the time now because they're doing different things in radio. So it's been quite nice. Thanks for being out there. And what are your plans for the weekend? Over.
My plans for the weekend are not absolutely too much. Probably play with some 3D printers. We have a few of them. And one of the things on ham radio I got involved in was Ham Shack Hotline.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful tool in ham radio. It's through a voice phone, and you just talk all over the world on a telephone. Absolutely wonderful. Have you heard of that mode on a voice phone? Back to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had the pleasure of hosting and the net for the Trans Canada Net, and they use the that same technology on that net. The net's on Sundays at 1, and they use that. So, and then I went to a ham fest, and I actually saw a guy selling some telephones. That's when I was first, like, this was 2 years ago, and I was like, I wonder why he's trying to sell those phones, right? And that was my first ham fest ever too. And then one, I kicking myself in the butt because those are the phones that you can use to get on to do that, the voice over IP there with the Ham Shack hotline. So yeah, we're having our own ham fest there with my club coming up here soon. So I'm hoping to see that. And this is ham fest season, so I'm hoping to go around to a couple of those things and see if I can find me one. Because I would like to add that to the things I've done. I've done quite a few things so far, but still wanting to do more. Back over to you.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, actually, if you email me, that's my call sign at Gmail. I actually know a gentleman, excuse me, in Rockwood. He has just a few of them for sale. So yeah, if you email me, I'd be glad to pass on his contact information to you. To possibly look into one. And you know, we'd love to have you on that network to join us in one of the conference rooms to just have a chit chat.
Well, for the people that know me, they know I love talking, so that's definitely doable. Hey, look, while we're on the topic, it's just you and I left here. What other equipment do you have to have besides the phone? Like, do you have, like, for example, when I signed up for EchoLink, I had to get I had to, send in my license and stuff like that, get a number, right? So I have that. And then for DMR, same type of thing. I had to sign up for like whatever the ID is for that. I don't know if I had to do anything for the Fusion. I'm not too sure. Maybe I did. But for the Hamtrak hotline, besides the hardware, what else do you need to do to use it?
Well, really, all you got to do is put in a ticket on Ham Shack Hotline, or there's another one, Hams over IP, same kind of network. So you submit the ticket with your license, obviously, and on the back of the phone there is a tag which with the MAC address. Submit that with it and a internet line, and once the ticket is brought back and submitted or approved, they will give you a link to provision the phone. So basically, when the provisioning, where the X's are, you put in your IP address and push enter. Pretty well, that's it. So put that in the address bar on a web browser and push enter, and the magic happens in front of you.
Well, I'm telling you, that's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. We're definitely going to look into that. Thanks for being out there. And we have someone else that just popped in there. Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Tango. Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Tango. That's going to be Larry there. Larry, good evening to you. This is on the air with VA3EWV, our Friday night edition. Our topic tonight is, have you made any friends in any other states or any other countries on the radio there? Back to you.
Hello, everybody. I am Larry from Spring, Texas, around the Houston area. I am an over-the-road truck driver utilizing EchoLink. I have a QT60 Pro 10-meter radio with AVR Industries coax and a 10-meter ham stick.
Nice.
I have recently made contacts, let's see,
Serbia and one in Italy last Tuesday. And through EchoLink, I have caught up with W3PIE in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. I listened to their, or I joined their, what they call the breakfast every morning at 8 o'clock, 8:15 Eastern. And they have coined me as one of their own. I have APRS running on my iPhone. They track me throughout the day. There's 4 or 5 of them that like to do that. And just, I guess living through me everywhere that I go.
Man, that's pretty awesome. Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Tango. Yeah, I have the Anytone D578UV+3. That's a lot to say, but that was the first radio I had that had the APRS as well. And did you know that there's an APRS Facebook group where you do a check-in every Thursday? You just do it through APRS. Now, when I bought my Anytone radio, I was told that I could send and receive, but turns out with that particular version, I can only receive. So I do it through the web browser there. But did you know that there was a weekly, there's a Facebook group for APRS that does a weekly check-in through that system over?
No, I did not. I will look it up on Facebook. I don't really and truly, I don't think my radio does it, but I will pull the manual out and read it tonight. But I just do it through my phone right now. I am in the process. Matter of fact, Monday night when I was at home, I passed my general, so I am now HF approved. So now comes the task of looking for an HF radio. I'm kind of crossed. I don't know if I want to get one, like say a 891, and put Anderson connectors and connect it in the truck in here, and then be able to take it to the house when I go home. Because I'm usually out a month at a time, and then go home 4 or 5 days, and then come back out for another month. So I'm kind of crossed. I want a base station, but that new general license jitters.
Good evening. The time is 9 p.m.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on your general. That's pretty doggone exciting. No matter who you are, that's pretty exciting. You got the HF, and it is a big decision. I was thinking about that. I took quite a lot of tests before I even got my basic, and that's just UHF, VHF. I think I failed a lot of tests before I got that, and I was just excited when I finally got it. And then I got my HF in April of last year. And I was about to go through the same thing you were talking about what radio do I try to get? What do I save my pennies up for? And I was blessed because my XYL actually got with a friend of mine here in town. And they talked about the stuff that I was interested in and things like that. And another box came in the house, and I was fussing at her about, wow, man, are you dating that guy? Because the doggone carriers come to the house all the time. And she goes, just bring it upstairs. And I'm like, wow, it's heavy. What did you get now? And she was like, could you open it for me? And you know how people recycle boxes and stuff. So I was just opening it up and stuff like that. Then it got to the box and said Yezu on it. And I was like, what's this? She goes, it's for you, for passing your advanced test. And it was the 991 Alpha that I'm talking on now. And I was like, what? So, yeah, free and clear. So, hey, that's the radio of my choice because it was free. It didn't cost me nothing. With that being said, though, I'm looking to get a second radio because it's a pain. Since I only have this one rig, let me pause 1 second. VA3EWV returning. Yeah, since I only have the one radio, the HF rig, I have to take it in and out, in and out, in and out of the house. It's pretty heavy, but I tell you, I don't know any other radios I haven't really used. I've used I've talked on a few friends' radios, but not for any length of time there. But this thing's 100 watts, and I do a lot of outdoor activations and stuff like that. And for the first time, I got myself a mobile HF antenna like last week, and I was working that antenna 3 days ago, I think it was, and my goodness, the DX stations I was getting just from the mobile, I was just super impressed, super impressed. So, whatever radio you decide to get, I'm sure you're going to be happy with it. And my friend VE3 Mike Hotel, I went to his house there just the other day, and we did just that. We put Anderson connectors on my CB radio, my UHF radio, and my HF radio, and I'm getting myself a Anderson something power center or something like that he's going to connect in the car. That way I can do like 2 or 3 things at the same time. And I just have to finish doing all the Anderson connectors inside the shack too, and that way I can interchange. But I'm also getting the other ends for the various different plugs that you use, just so I can have everything. Like, for example, all my batteries went dead today, and he had at the Winter Hamfest, he had made me an alligator clip on the one side to the Anderson. So I connected right to the car battery and kept on going. so I didn't lose out on anything. Back over to you.
Yes, that connector you're talking about is the Anderson power bar. Makes my power work. I've studied the Anderson connectors and I love them. Matter of fact, on my truck for my jumper cable, I have the big gray Anderson connector to hook my jumper cables up to jump in somebody else off because I don't want to tear my stuff up. You know. So yeah, right now I'm looking the ICOM 7300, or I'm really liking the ICOM 766 Pro 3. And funny you said the 991 because I was looking at it also. I'm not in a hurry. Like I told the guys at CIE, I'm going to look and see which one of the DX Engineering, HRO, or MTC down in Dallas. Whenever I see the radio that I am supposed to have, it will jump out at me. And I won't be able to quit thinking about it, just like that first girlfriend. So I'm just holding on and looking at all the options. KJ5HHD.
Roger. I'm looking. Hey man, I like the way you said that. Well, here's my situation. I looked briefly because I had hopes that I would pass that advance. I mean, I had started passing the practice tests. I had people from all over, even in another country in Europe, helping me with my math and stuff, and just a whole village effort, right? And I have to tell you, I was looking at the ICOM first. That's what caught my eye first. Like I said, free is the best, so I'm happy with what I got. But another reason I'm happy with the radio I have, in the town that I live in, the next town over, where the club is that I belong to, we have a series of repeaters here, and at least 6 of them have C4FM. So with the Yazoo, I like to do that. We have a little QRM on this repeater every now and then. It's nice to just switch to digital and not have to worry about that. And the ICOM is with D-Star, and we used to have a D-Star repeater, but we don't anymore. So, from where I live at, but see, you're mobile, so it's different there. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you want to use your radio for everything, right, it'll just depends on what you're doing since you're traveling and stuff that are like that a lot, right? But yeah, I have no suggestions. It's just like you said, when it hits you like a new girlfriend, you know which one is going to be there. Over.
Yes, sir. And it was just like I was thinking, the Icon 7100 too. I could sit on my dash with just the headset on the head unit, and then have the rest of it in the little cubby hole to the side, and Anderson connected straight to the battery from up here. So there's a lot of options. I just have to wait my time. I'm not in any rush because I got my tech in July of 24, and then I just passed my general, like I said, Monday. You know, being a truck driver, sometimes if you have a long, hard day, the last thing that you really want to do is study. So that's why I kind of
right.
a little time, and then when you're home, my wife's got so much stuff for me to do. The 4 or 5 days that I'm off, I'm doing all of that. But I told her when I was home this time, I was like, look, I need to rest. I can't spend all my days doing stuff. I'll do you pick me 5 of the highest priority things I'll fix, and the rest of it I want to rest. And I put some Raspberry Pi 5. I made a hand clock on my 27-inch monitor, and for the MMBDM modem for DMR, I soldered the 40-pin header on it. So that kind of gives me a little relaxation. And see, the funny thing is, I have no idea where the love for ham radio comes from. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an electronics technician or anything like that. I've been a truck driver since 1998, and I started watching videos. I come across my feed on YouTube, and I got hooked. And I'm glad I did, because I love it. Learning everything and trying to figure stuff out, because I don't have the background. It's fascinating to me.
Roger on that. Yeah, same thing here. That's why it took me so many times to pass those tests. I had nothing, and even when I was in school there, I didn't. I think the most math I took was algebra, and that was it. But university and school and stuff like that, it had no focus on the trades and stuff. And funny enough that my best friend, my longtime best friend Max, we were roommates in university, and he's like, "Yep, I had enough of this. I'm going to go home, go to trade school," because his mom was administrator or something at the trade school, and he's like, "Yeah, this is not for me." Here I am bouncing from job to job in the tech industry, and this guy has his own business, and him now, and that broke into 3 businesses, and he's an air conditioner refrigeration guy. That's what he went into, and then he does networking, and then he does HVAC. He has all 3 businesses, owns 3 homes and a partridge in the pear tree, and here I am struggling. I'm like, man, I wish I went into the trades, But anyway, yeah, that's what happens with you. But it's good to have you out there. Hope to have you on there again. What are your plans for the weekend besides trying to get a little? That's our last topic. What's the plans for the weekend? Trying to get some rest there, and that's it, eh?
Yes, sir. I'll try to get some rest. Whenever I stop in the next 10, 15 miles, I'll have about 3.5 hours to get to South Dakota. I'm in Iowa right now, and I'll get to South Dakota tomorrow morning early, and then take my 34 hours off and get ready for Monday morning. It could be more than 34 hours, but get ready for Monday morning. I can't deliver until then.
Well, I sure hope to run across your path again there. And I do have the YouTube channel, VA3EWV. Anyway, I'll be sending you a message, nevertheless, because I have you on the log here. So I'll send you a message with my Facebook and my YouTube channel. That way we can keep up with each other. And you guys have a good rest of your day. I guess we'll bring this net to a close there. We've been running it for a good hour and 15 minutes there. Yeah, and any finals from you before we close off the net?
Well, thank you for letting me join. I'll set a reminder on my phone for every Friday, and I will be back. You can just email me my call sign and email. I don't know if you're QRC or whatever, but it should be correct. 73.
Yep, hello. I'm on QRZ, and like I said, every time that I finish a net and stuff like that, I send out for everybody that I can send email a thank you for being on the net and stuff like that. We'll catch you around. Have a good day at 732. I do see VA3JIC. Did you want to do any final comments before we go over?
I was just sitting here listening to the way you guys. Absolutely amazing conversation. I just want to say thanks so much for taking me in here. And with that, 7-3, my friend, and hope to hear you again soon. And I just looked at your web page, and absolutely outstanding work you did on there. So I will shoot you an email, and I hope to keep in touch with you. So with that, my friend, I'm going to say 7-3. This is Victor Alpha 3, Judy in New Jersey.
Thank you so much there. Yeah, I've been making some notes here, so I'll be definitely hitting you up for that Ham Shack hotline. That's what I like about the net here. You learn so much from different people, and it's never ending in radio. Like, my wife said, "Oh, I hope you don't get bored. I spent all that money on that radio, so hope it doesn't collect dust." Man, I've worn the knobs out on that thing, and I hadn't even had it 8 months, and oh my goodness, I used the heck out of it. Like I said today, I blew through 260 contacts like it was nothing out there in the field today. And the only reason I stopped because my grandkids, my grandson here is beside me. So I have both grandsons and one of the son-in-laws here, and have one of the daughters here today too. But that's the only way that's the only reason I came home. I was shooting for 400 tonight. Okay, guys, y'all have a good rest of your night there. And I think the last person I see that we want to hear from before we close it off is Kilo Oscar 4 Lima. Go ahead.
Wow, I have really enjoyed the event tonight. Really enjoyed the talk about Handshake Hotline. I've got a Handshake Hotline to go and encourage anyone that's interested. So if you do it, it's a good way to stay in touch. And
There we go.
So much stuff on there besides just the rooms, but the radio rooms and then the old-fashioned, I call it AM radio programs. I can listen to for hours and hours. But I enjoyed having that. It's easy to do, and you can get going. With that, I'll be quiet. Thank you. I'll be back again next week. And I'll see all of you later on down the line. This is Chico Oscar for you.
Oh, thank you so much, Kilo Oscar 4 Lima. Any other folks on the VE3PGC repeater or the the VE3GC VE3PGC repeater want to have any final comments?
This is Victor Alpha 3, Radio Quebec Sierra, over.
There's my buddy Jeff. Victor Alpha 3 Radio Quebec Sierra. And he is set up for EchoLink as well. Hey, good evening to you there, Jeff.
Evening, Ernest. I was wondering, is there two Radio Ham Shack websites? Because the one I know of is just hamshack.com, and I think you're talking about a different website of Ham Shack hotline. Is that a different, those two separate from one another, or are they one and the same? Over.
Well, I wouldn't be able to answer that. So let me just move that on to either VE3JIC or KO4L. Do any of you guys want to answer that question for Jeff there? Over.
Good evening, Jeff. This is Alpha 3 Julie, India Charlie. So there is one HH Hamtramck hotline, and the other one is Ham. Oh my God, I believe it's Ham over IP. That's the other thing. I believe it's all of one, but they're two different numbers and two different setups.
Roger on that. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Over.
No problem at all, Jeff. The first person here is Jim Julie, India Mike. And once again, thanks so much for taking my call. It's been an awesome time here. And yeah, we'll just sit back and listen up there a little bit until you close the net. And we'll say 7-3. This drop 3, Julie. You're Charlie.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being out there. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Any last comments or otherwise before we close off the net? If anybody wants to hear a replay of that, this is on YouTube Live tonight. So you can listen to how you sounded coming into the repeater here. In Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. Lots of Kilo stations out there and a couple of Canadian stations. So it's been a lovely evening out there. Okay, any other final thoughts or otherwise, please come on in.
KJ5, HHT, can you send me that Hamtramck info also when you send to Facebook to YouTube?
VA3JIC, did you catch that? Could you put that information on my webpage there on the air with VA3EWV, if you don't mind, or if you send it to me, I can post it. That's what I like about this net. Everybody can, if you hear something cool that's going on, just reach out at the last part of the net. You guys can actually talk to each other. I actually promote that. So this is how we get other stuff going out there. We're up to about 16 check-ins tonight. But did you catch that? Over.
Yeah, Roger that. I did, and I will send you off an email there tomorrow on the Hamtramck hotline and all the information that you'll need to know so you can pass it on. And the Hams over IP, I will send that off to you too, including all the information, so you can pass that on and put it up if you need to do that. And please reach out if you ever want any more information. I'm here to help you if you need that. I absolutely enjoy it, and anybody can reach out to me at my call sign Victor Alpha 3 India Charlie at Gmail, and I'd be glad to pass on any information.
Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah, we're making connections over here, that's for sure. All right, one last call for any final check-ins, and then we'll close off the net. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, and with that, nothing heard. I'd like to thank Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Hotel Bravo, Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima, Kilo Bravo 6 Juliet Foxtrot Lima, Victor Echo 2 Echo Quebec Lima, Victor Echo 1 DXW, KD3 AIJ, Kilo Oscar 4 Lima, KD9 TGK, VE3XID, VA3JIC, KJ5 HHT, VA3EWV, that's me. My grandson's laughing. And VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra. Everybody have a great evening, and we'll catch you next Friday. Same time, same bad channel. This is on the air of VA3EWV, and we're clear. Okay, first let me turn off the video first.
Bye.
Yeah, they're going to be saying.
VA3EWV,
Okay. VE3XID, come on in.
Yeah, WiresX is the only system that does not require you to sign up for anything. All you have to do is have a Yaesus radio with C4FM capability.
Well, see, there you go. And that's another question answered for us. That's pretty good. Thank you very much there, Jim. And you have a good rest of your evening.
You too, Ernest. There was another question there that I had the answer to, but I can't remember what the question was.
I do take notes, and I put it in my little chat here. And like I said, it's going to be on YouTube there, or it is on YouTube Live. So the best thing about that, you can go back and try to figure out what the answer was. And I do have you on my Facebook group, so if you figure it out, you can always post it up on there. Okay, my grandson's getting itchy here, so I'm going to go ahead and close off the net. You guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. 7-3.
Okay, good enough, Ernest. You have yourself a great evening and a weekend. And we'll listen for it again. So, 7-3. VA3EWV, VA3XID. Listening.
All right, there we go. Okay, Preston, I'm just going to turn this off. Hold on a second.
Hey, to the gentleman that was asking about the voice over IP phones, the handshake hotline or handle over IP, just let you know also, in addition, if you're still there, the physical phone that you'll have in the shack that plugs into Ethernet or goes over Wi-Fi, you can also get a
I'm going to let them keep talking. Let's say bye-bye.